Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am Spencer, your host, your wonderful host. I'm not going anywhere. Not just yet. This is episode F184, and I am here to tell you about some words that all start with form, and they are going to be riveting and oh so very interesting today. I hope that you have fun. All right, the first word in this episode is formalism. This is a noun from 1839. Number one, the practice or the doctrine of strict adherence to prescribed or external forms. Okay, you are adhering strictly to prescribed forms or external forms, so you are following formalism in that way. And where might you be doing this? This might be in religion or in art. So there's formalism in art and formalism in religion. And how would it be in religion? You are really sticking to the form of the religion and not so much the content. But in art, it makes more sense to me in art. You are really sticking to what is the form of these specific types of forms of art. And then you're like, the content is like, whatever. But it's the form. I love the form. Also, an instance of this would be formalism. All right, number two is marked attention to arrangement, style, or artistic means, usually with corresponding de-emphasis of content. And an example of where this is happening is art or literature. Literature. So you are really paying close attention to the arrangement of something. Maybe it's a piece of art and it's the arrangement of the paint colors. The style, what style of painting did they use? Is it oil, acrylic, spray paint? And then how were those used? Is it impressionistic? Is it something new? Or artistic means. And so the other part that goes along with this is that you are de-emphasizing content. Don't pay attention to the content. Don't look at what I'm trying to say. Just look at the form. All right. And I don't really know how they're using this really in context, in sentences, and stuff like that. Formalist is a noun or an adjective, and formalistic is also an adjective. There's no any additional etymology, so I got to make a sound effect. I'm just going to go, what sound should we make? We're going to go, next we have formality, noun from 1597. Number one, compliance with formal or conventional rules. The synonym is ceremony. Let's have a formality when we're following the traditions of people graduating high school. Let's go through the formalities. We're complying with the rules that have been set by everybody. Number two, the quality or state of being formal. You're in a state of formality when you are being formal, which we learned, I think, in the previous episode was formal is about just doing the stuff, following the form of what is accepted, I guess. Number three, an established form or procedure that is required or conventional, as in the interview was just a formality. It's just a thing that we got to do. We've already decided that we're going to hire you for this job of digging out coal. We just had to go through the steps. Established form or procedure that is required or conventional. It's required. We got to do it. But usually when people are saying it's just a formality, like it's just, don't worry about it. It's just a thing we got to do. Don't worry. You definitely got the job. What was my sound? It was like a. It's a little bit muppety. All right, now we have formalize. This is a verb from 1646. It seems to be only transitive. Number 1. To give a certain or definite form to. The synonym is shape. So, back to clay, when we are taking clay and we are formalizing it into whatever shape that we want it to be formalized into. Maybe a duck. Yesterday, it was Mother's Day yesterday here in my timeline, and we went to my parents' house, and the weather was beautiful, and we grilled, and Sharon and I had some vegan burgers, and some of them were just in ground beef form, so I had to quickly formalize the vegan ground beef into patties. You can make any shape you want. That's the beauty of the ground beef. So number 2A is to make formal. Maybe you have some clothes. You have some clothes and you would like to wear them to a black tie gala, but they're not really formal clothes. They're like graphic t-shirts. So then you got to formalize them. How would you formalize my clothes? Put a tie on it. Maybe that's all you need. Number 2B is to give formal status or approval to. To give formal status, that could relate to so many things, and I don't even know what those are. Formalizable is an adjective. Formalization is a noun, and formalizer is also a noun. Somebody just going around formalizing things, making them stick to the conventional forms. Next is, it's a little bit different than the rest of the stuff we've seen. This is formamide. I think you can say formamide, or you can also say formamide, or also just formamid. Any of those are fine. This is a noun from 1852. It is a colorless, hygroscopic liquid, CHONH2, used chiefly as a solvent. To clean things, maybe? I'm not sure. So that was an interesting chemical symbol of letters and numbers. Most of them just had one atom in this molecule, one carbon atom, one hydrogen, one oxygen, one nitrogen, but then also at the end we're tagging on 2 more hydrogen. And I'm sure that, instead of saying H3, because there's now 3 hydrogen atoms, it must depend on the structure of, there's 2 H's over here and there's an H over there and they're not connected. So that's why we can't call it H3. We got CHONH2, CHONH2. We got John Hoodoo. No, John John That's it. That's the formamid or formamide. It's from the word form, the prefix form plus amide, and I don't really know what an amide is. The form prefix is formic acid. So we know this is formic acid, or related to it somehow. Hygroscopic. I've seen hydro with a D. This is hygro with a G. A D and a G and a D and a G. All right, let's just do a quick look. Because I'm so curious on the hygro prefix. Looks like we're gonna have maybe a few hygro words. Yeah. Okay. So it's related to wetness. That's what the hygro prefix is all about. So yeah, there you go. That's a new one. Didn't know that. It's sort of related to water still. Hydro is water. Hygro is also kind of water. I wonder what the HY prefix means, if it means anything. All right, now we got to go. Now we got formant. Formant or formant. It is a noun from 1901. It is a characteristic component of the quality of a speech sound, but specifically any of several resonance bands held to determine the phonetic quality of a vowel. And this one's kind of blowing my mind. I think I might need to put a link in the show notes for myself and for you. Let's see. I'm looking up formant vowel chart. Ooh, it auto-filled in chart. Okay, this is interesting stuff. Some of you nerdy people like me want to know. So they have mapped out the vowels on a frequency chart. But what is so the x-axis is the first formant frequency, F1 in hertz, and then the y-axis is the second formant frequency. I guess if you make two sounds, like if you say a, but it depends on the person's voice. I guess it's just a range of like human voices. So like, this is so fascinating. So let's just look at one of these. The sort of o or oo sound is on the lower side of frequencies. The first formant frequency is between 200 and 400. Oh, is that around 200? And then the second formant frequency ranges from basically 500 hertz to, I don't know, maybe 1200 hertz. So that's higher than the first. Oh, is it the oh sound is the first one and the ooh sound is the second one? I don't know. The letters it shows in this big oval is like U and then O and then U. So it's all those ooh sounds. But yeah, this is so then like I, the vowel I is much higher. The second formant frequency is much higher. Wow, this is a very fascinating thing that I never even thought of. But there must be if there's a link here, there's a vowel diagram on Wikipedia. We should probably post that in the show notes, the vowel diagram, so you can learn about the formants, the frequencies of vowels. All right, there we go. No etymology. So we're going to go. Now we have the word format. First form, noun from 1840. And I think somebody should name their child for Matthew. And then the nickname, the regular name that they call is just format. Format for Matthew. When you're angry, you call them by their full name, for Matthew. So, number one for format, the shape, size, and general makeup. That's the whole thing. But of what? Of something printed. We're talking about something printed. The shape of the thing printed. Is it 8 by 10? Like that ish? Is it what's this? That was the size. The shape is it a rectangle? Is it a circle? What's the shape? Also the general makeup of the thing. That's the format. Number two, general plan of organization, arrangement, or choice of material. And we're talking about possibly a television show. What's the format of the television show? Well, the general plan is that we're going to shoot 10 episodes. That's the general plan of organization. Arrangement. How are we going to arrange those episodes? How are we going to put these people in this show? And the choice of material. The choice of material. What would this material be? Is it like, what type of thing are we going to shoot on? Film, videotape, digital? What are some other materials for a television show? I mean, what are the materials that we're going to use to build the sets? I don't know. I'm feeling like material for a television. What's the format of the show? Is it a game show? Is it a sitcom? Is it a drama? There's so many different types of things that can create the format of a show. I'm going to make a show and the format's going to be square. Number three, a method of organizing data. And what type of data or how are we storing this? It's storage. The method of organizing data is in your storage. How are you storing it? Are you storing it on hard drives or disks, servers? That would be the format of the storage. The example is various file formats. Also, then, just the files have different formats. Yeah. All right. That's so great. That's so wonderful. The etymology isn't very interesting, so we're going to go. Now we have the second form of format. This is a verb from 1964. It is just transitive. Number 1, to arrange in a particular format. I'm just going to format these things over here. Don't mind me. I'm just going to format all of these. I'm just going to do some little formatting of all the stuff that's here in my office. My very messily organized office. But there is something more specific. It's material to be printed or stored data. That is what you are arranging in a particular format. If you are maybe going to make like a journalism article for a magazine or for a website, you have to arrange your elements, you have to arrange your text, you have to arrange your pictures, and maybe that's everything you got. How you got to format them. Number 2, to prepare for storing data in a particular format. And what are you preparing? It's a computer disk. So you have to prepare this computer disk so you can store data on it. And really, what that means is you are probably just deleting the whole thing. You are wiping everything on that hard drive or disk, and then you can, like, all right, cool. Now I can put stuff on there. I have to do this sometimes at work on hard drives. You got to format the drive. Like, oh, well, we don't need that stuff anymore. And we need all the space we can get because we're going to put gigabytes and terabytes of data onto this drive. And so we gotta format it. But also sometimes you got to format it because it needs to be in a specific format. Like there's some formats that will only take files that are under 2 gigabytes. I think this is kind of an old format. And then there's other formats that are like, yeah, bring it on. I don't care what size you are. Give me all the files. Nom, nom, nom. I shall eat them all and hold them for you until you need them. Yep, that's formatting. Formatter. Formatter. That is a noun. Seems like it's the matter that comes first. Formatter. All right, now we got to go. Formate. Yeah, we just added an E at the end. Formate. Noun from 1807. I think this is your best friend, your formate. But really, it is a salt or ester of formic acid. So this is where we're using the form prefix. And then ate at the end because because you ate it because you put the salt on it. I don't know if this is the kind of salt that you want to eat, though. Next is formation. Noun from the 15th century. Number 1, an act of giving form or shape to something, or of taking form. The synonym is development. I am taking form, I am developing into something new. Ooh, what shall it be? It will be an orange. I do have, where did I put my bananas down there? I do have a banana today. No oranges. I probably should eat more oranges. Get more of that vitamin C so I don't get the scurvy. Number 2, something that is formed, as in new word formations. We took the old words and we figured out how to mix them up and move them around, and now we've got new words. We're making new words here. Formations of words. Number 3, the manner in which a thing is formed. The synonym is structure, as in the peculiar formation of the heart. How did the heart form? How is the heart formed? Well, that's a formation. That is its formation. The example is the peculiar formation of the heart. Are doctors and scientists saying that the heart has a peculiar formation? Maybe there's nothing out in nature quite like the heart. And so it just seems odd to use the word, it seems peculiar to use the word peculiar in this situation. You could just say the formation of the heart. The structure of it. The structure it's got a wall, right? There's a wall, and then, but isn't there's 4 chambers, so maybe there's two walls. They crisscross maybe, and you go blub 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 blub, and all the blood's going around. Usually it goes in one direction. I don't know any One Direction songs, otherwise I would sing a song from them about the heart. They probably have a song about the heart. My heart is beating for you, baby. My heart is beating. Good thing. Otherwise I'd be dead. All right, now we got to go to number 4. A major kind of plant growth. A major kind of plant growth characteristic of a broad ecological region. And examples of this plant growth would be a forest, grassland, or tundra. All of those have various kinds of plant growth. A major kind of plant growth. And then it's characteristic of that ecological region. So the forest is like the ecological region is the forest. Also, a tundra. I don't think of a lot of plants being on the tundra, but there's probably some. So it's like, yeah, that's a whole different ecological region than a forest. And also just a grassland, a land of grass. Ah, the land of grass. Now we have number 5A. Any igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic rock represented as a unit. All of that rock in that area as one big unit, it's a formation of rock. The Badlands. I've never been there, but I would like to go sometime. Partly because it's supposed to be beautiful, but also because we're producing a movie, an animated movie that takes place largely in the Badlands. So I would like to go see those formations of rock and clay and maybe metamorphic rock. 5B. Any sedimentary bed or consecutive series of beds sufficiently homogeneous or distinctive to be a unit. Again, similar, it's about those rocks. It's about them rocks. Number 6. An arrangement of a body or group of persons or things in some prescribed manner or for a particular purpose, as in flying in formation. Those planes are flying in formation. The Blue Angels, is that what they're called? They're always like, look at us. We're flying in formation. Look how close our wings are to each other, and we're flying in perfect formation. Takes a lot of work to get people good enough to fly in such a perfect formation and do these crazy, crazy things. So it's an arrangement of a body or group of persons. So we could be talking about people. We could be talking about a marching band marching in a formation. I did that in high school. But also like planes, a formation of planes. All right. Is there anything else to say about that? I don't think, though. So we're going to go on to, should I do a whole episode where I have a lisp? That just sort of happens sometimes. Now we're going to go, it's formative, first form, adjective from the 15th century. Number 1A, giving or capable of giving form. This synonym is constructive, as in a formative influence. That influence helped to form my personality. It gave form to my personality of wanting to talk in front of a microphone and camera. That was a very formative influence. Growing up with parents who are artistic and actory, that's a pretty formative influence. 1B, used in word formation or inflection. and I don't really know how we're using this in a sentence. Used in word formation or inflection, a formative. So there like a formative word, a formative sound that is called a formative that you're using it in inflection? I need a specific example, please. Number 2, capable of alteration by growth and development. Also, producing new cells and tissues. Because they're working on the form. They're making new cells and new tissues, forming the livers and the hearts and all of the other pieces. They're formative things. Number 3, of relating to or characterized by formative effects or formation, as in formative years. Those are the years that I say they are probably, well, really anything under 25. Largely, those are your formative years. Mostly, I would say the ones that have even bigger effect on you are like 15 and younger. But really, I think up until your brain stops developing in that way, which is about 25, those are your formative years. And those are the things that sort of largely create who you are, what your personality is. It's your genes, and then it's those external influences of parents and siblings and friends and aunts and uncles and grandparents and cousins and all teachers, fellow students at school, whatever your situation is. And so you're taking little bits and pieces from all of them, and they are forming who you are, forming your personality, and you are not even aware of it. You're not conscious of this. You're just like, yeah, I kind of like those things. I kind of like those things, and I'm going to use that to form my personality. Those formative years, man, it's the people, but also it's the TV shows, the movies, the books, the music, whatever else it is out there that's like, oh, those things form me. And you tend to hold on to those in some form for the rest of your life, whether you're aware of it or not. I think most people, they start dropping those things off as they get older, but some people, the really, really cool people, are the ones who hold on to those things from their formative years. Like, for instance, I am wearing a Weird Al t-shirt. It's a spoof of something else, but it's a Weird Al t-shirt. And so, I listened to Weird Al for the first time when I was like 5. That's a very formative year for a lot of people. So I was like, yep, Weird Al, dope. Let's do that from now on. Also, lots of other things. All right, formatively is an adverb, and that's great for that. And now I'm gonna say the second form of formative is a noun from 1816. This is the element as a suffix in a word, the element in a word, like a suffix, that serves to give the word appropriate form and is not part of the base. So this is a piece of word, a few letters. Right here in my fingers, some letters are there, and you add those letters to a word. There's the base of the word, but then you add these other letters to a word, and it makes it a whole new form. Like form, the prefix or the suffix, you can add that to another word, like we had filiform, I believe. Yes, filiform. Fili, or like filament, is the base of the word, and then you add form as a suffix, and it's like, oh my God, that was a thank you, hello, formative, come join the filaments, and now we are a whole new word. Let's have a little party. All right, now we go. We have form class, 2 words, noun from 1921. A class of linguistic forms that can be used in the same position in a construction and that have one or more morphological or syntactical features in common. And I don't know what really we're talking about. It's a class of linguistic forms that can be used in the same position in a construction and that have one or more morphological or syntactical. I need an example. Thank you very much. Okay. Form critical, 2 words with a hyphen, adjective from 1933. Based on or applying form criticism, which, by the way, is our next and last word. Form criticism. Criticism is spelled critic and then ism with an S. 2 words, noun from 1928. A method of criticism for determining the sources and historicity of biblical writings through analysis of the writings in terms of ancient literary forms and oral traditions. Examples of these would be love poems, parables, or proverbs. Poems, parables, proverbs. Poems, parables, proverbs. Poems, parables, proverbs. So you're criticizing the Bible by reading these things. Is that what we're trying to say? Determining the sources and historicity, the history of a thing. So you're basically reading through all this stuff. If you're doing form criticism, you're looking the form of things and you're researching stuff, and you're like, well, I think this was made over here at this time, and I'm doing some form critical work. Yep, that's it. Form critic is a noun. And those were all the words. So now we must pick a word of the episode. Today we had formalism, formality, formalize, formamid, formant, format, formate, formation, formative, form class, form critical, and form criticism. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything, some of these were great, some of these were wonderful, some of these, I think formant would be the one that I found the most interesting. These charts, these frequencies that you can map out on a chart of the vowels specifically. And I don't really know, there's no etymology, so I don't really know why we have this word for this, but that's what it is. Formant. The frequencies of my vowels are formants. I think that's fine. That's plenty fine. I don't believe that I have another movie to tell you about. Yeah, it's been kind of a busy, but we are going to go see a movie tonight after work. So be on the lookout for that. It's been very busy. It's been a busy life recently, and so we haven't been able to go to the theater very much, which is disappointing because we pay monthly for that AMC thing. And don't worry, I mean, we have very much got our money's worth. There were many weeks where we saw 3 movies in a week, and so we definitely got our money's worth on this thing. But they actually are changing it. They just changed it where the price went up just a little bit, but they added, now you can see 4 movies in a week. I sound like I'm being sponsored by AMC, but I sure ain't. And so now you get to see 4 movies a week, and which is a lot of movies in 1 month for a relatively low price. And so if you go to the theater, I think it's a pretty good thing to do. As I've said before, don't love supporting the big capitalist corporations, but also it's movies, and we think you should be watching movies in the theater. But also support your local theaters if you got them. Your local independent ones. All right, that's enough for today. Thank you so much for checking out this show. And until next time, dare to be stupid. And this has been Spencer, dispensing information. Goodbye!